You are thinking of going to South by Southwest. Watch this first. Hello, my name is Stephanie Toma, and in 2024, it was my very first time attending South by in Austin, Texas, where 350,000 people gathered to go to a variety of events. And there are so many things that I learned in the process. So I'm going to give you a quick yet thorough rundown of questions that you may have and answers to those questions. Maybe you're wondering what the types of badges there are, which one you should get, what types of events are going on, what's the best time to be in town, and how can you best discern when to be there, what to go to, what are some extras that can optimize your experience. We will go into all of those things and more. So let's kick it off with the schedule of events. It's a 2-week process, and there are 4 parts. The first is EDU, or education. The next is sessions. After that is film. After that is music. People may get a badge specifically for EDU and just go for those first 4 days. Educators, people K through 12, there could be the occasional college professor, but typically it's going to be centered on education and innovation within that particular space. And after that, my personal favorite, sessions. Sessions is where you have different celebrities, musical artists, people from a variety of different industries on panel discussion, giving their keynote talks. After that, you have an emphasis on films that you can view that are happening all across downtown Austin. They could be a premiere, they could be a showing. Then you have music. So typically these can be at a variety of venues or outside. And to be clear, you will have films and you will have music throughout the entire 2-week period, but it'll be a bit more concentrated in the second half. You are going to be hopping between different hotels where many of these events are held. And they're all within a half-mile walking distance, but don't let that fool you. You will easily clock many miles. I would say certainly more than 5, probably more like 10 miles a day. So wear your walking shoes. And the types of badges that you can choose from include platinum, interactive, film, music, EDU. And these range $400 if you get an early bird EDU pass to $1,200 for a last minute walk on site platinum badge. A platinum badge is essentially all access, where you have the unique capability of, in advance at 8 a.m., if you are one of the lucky few people, you can request guaranteed entry to very popular events. Even if you do have a platinum badge, that does not guarantee entry. There are plenty of events where you only really have a chance at getting in if you have platinum, and then others where it doesn't really matter what badge you have because surprisingly, it's not that popular. After platinum, you have interactive, which has much of the same sorts of applications as platinum at a lower price point. Then you have film, where you can still get into some talks. However, it's more dedicated to, of course, going to the films. And then you have music, where same situation, you can oftentimes get into a variety of events, but you will not have the same priority access as platinum or even interactive. When it comes to something else that you should definitely prepare for mentally, it's being in a line. If you want to go to a film premiere, it's the first time that the film has ever been shown, you will want to budget 3 to 4 hours in line. I wish I was exaggerating. A big thing about the premieres is the actors and producers are typically there and they speak a little about the film. But if you're going to a screening where no one's present from the film, but you are getting that extra access, you want to show up in between 1 and 2 hours in advance. I would not recommend showing up less than an hour in advance to any of the films. Extras with the badge. You may not have been aware, like I was not aware, that you can actually receive mentorship and attend meetups with your badge that are in these hotels where all of the talks and sessions are. So when it comes to mentorship, you can sign up either in advance, or I had no problem signing up on site to have 15-minute meetings with designated mentors that are experts in their field from around the globe in music or in film, most likely. Come prepared with questions. Go ahead and look them up on Instagram and LinkedIn to see if there are people that you would want to connect with for any creative aspirations that you may have, to get that customized feedback and advice in a pretty short span. And then when it comes to meetups, there were meetups of a variety of different topics. Let's say that you are a community builder. Let's say that you are creating short films regularly, whatever it is, there's probably a meetup for you. So scanning the meetup sections, this is a great opportunity to network. Not to say that you can't network when you are in line for anything, but it's dedicated connection and networking time where you walk into a room, maybe there are name tags, maybe there aren't, but you know that everyone's in there for the exact same purpose of meeting new people. And let's talk about extras without a badge. If you decide that you want to go to South by without getting a badge, can you do that? You kind of actually can. There are a variety of activations that are happening downtown. So if you already live in town, this is going to be pretty straightforward and simple for you to pop into, or people even come into town without having a badge because there is a plethora. There is so much going on that doesn't even require a badge. So you can still get free food, free drinks, live music, networking events, and you just need to know where to look. Oftentimes there are priority access lines for badge holders, but if you go at certain off times, you should not have a problem getting in. Maybe you are just waiting in a line a little bit longer than the average badge holder. Something that I would like you to be aware of that will get you ahead of the curve, especially for these off the beaten path events that you're not going to find in the South by Southwest app, would be lists. These are spreadsheets full of different events that are, some are by application, some are invite only, others are free-for-alls. Others are first come, first serve entry. Community builders from around the US will compile these lists, particularly if they plan to be attending South by Southwest or hosting their own things. So keep an eye out, go into different community forums, WhatsApp, Facebook group, LinkedIn groups. And if you know anyone in your city that hosts really great events, large scale events, chances are that they either have one of these lists or they are plugged into it. And now I'd like to actually know, are you going to go? Do you plan to go to South by Southwest? Do you have any other questions that we haven't covered here? So, I do have a couple of other videos that you may be interested in seeing if you're a little on the fence. If you don't want to spend the $400 to $2,200 on a ticket, you can actually choose to volunteer, which is more like a work trade. And I also went ahead and compiled 3 of my favorite inspirational stories from speakers that I saw at the 2020 South by Southwest event. If you were interested in either one of those, go ahead and click below. I'm going to put it there so it's easy for you to find. And I'm so excited for you. I hope that this was helpful. Wishing you a wonderfully eventful day. Until next time.